Miss Kiter, today your baby needs his first set of vaccines.
Well, I know a lot of things about these shots, and frankly, I'm really concerned.
I can see that. Tell me about what you've learned that makes you so concerned.
Well, I'm really worried about autism and the risks posed by all these shots. I was reading on the internet about children who were totally fine and then they received the vaccines.
And what did they say happened?
Well, they developed autism. There was one video where the child was in perfect health and then the child couldn't walk. I love my baby and want to do what's right. I'm really concerned when I see these normal children that changed as a result of being vaccinated. Also, my neighbor told me that she read a book that said that we should give babies vaccines slowly.
There's a lot of information for parents on the internet. However, not all the information is based on solid research. As your baby's PNP, I'm here to make sure that you get the best information available. Have you looked at anything on the Center for Disease Control website about autism and vaccines?
Yes, I have. I know that Dr. Wakefield's article had been retracted and that they say there's no relationship between vaccines and autism.
I understand. It is scary to think something could happen to your child. There are risks to the vaccines, but none of the research points to any relationship between autism and vaccines. What we do know is that the most common side effects from these vaccines are pain from the injection, some swelling and redness at the site, and for some vaccines, fever. We also know that vaccines have saved many lives since they prevent diseases that cause serious illnesses, such as meningitis and pneumonia. The vaccines that we give today do have some risk, but the risk of the vaccine outweigh the risk of the disease. Have you had a chance to read the vaccine information statements you received at the last visit?
I did read them, but then I went on the internet and read more. That's when I became concerned.
I think it might be helpful for you to understand that a lot of people publish on the internet without any professional validation of the information posted. I have a list of websites that have reliable information on vaccines. These websites feature experts in vaccines that have read their information. There are also some excellent books on vaccines and the disease that they help prevent. They may be helpful to you.
Did you vaccinate your children?
Yes, I did, and my grandchildren received their vaccines as well. I know vaccines help prevent disease. When I first started to practice, I saw too many children with fever and meningitis due to H influenza. I saw a baby with measles in the 1991 measles epidemic. She almost died of measles pneumonia. 3 of my recent clinical students saw children with mumps during a recent outbreak. Unfortunately, until these diseases reappear, people forget how terrible some of them are.
Is there any thimerosal in vaccines anymore? I read somewhere that thimerosal is the ingredient vaccine that is thought to cause autism.
There was never any proof that thimerosal caused any neurological problems. Today, vaccines given in infancy contain no thimerosal.
I really want to do the best thing. I know that I had vaccines as a child, and I never had any of the diseases I read about, but there are more vaccines today. Do you think we could give 2 vaccines today and let me come back in a month so that I don't overwhelm my baby's immune system?
Tell me why you think you might overwhelm your baby's immune system.
Well, I was on one website and they talked about the increase in diabetes and multiple sclerosis. They felt it was from the vaccines. I know I did not get all these vaccines at one time. This website said we're giving too many antigens.
Actually, because the way vaccines are made, we're giving fewer antigens than we used to give. I know this is a concern for parents, but by delaying the vaccine, we run the risk of your baby getting a disease, since other children may not be vaccinated. When a parent doesn't vaccinate their child, they put their child at risk for a vaccine-preventable disease. Since some parents do not vaccinate their children at all, they can give your baby diseases that your baby would not otherwise get. As a result, I encourage you to consider giving all the recommended vaccines today.
I have also seen a video about a mother who refused to get her child immunized against meningitis and the child died. She really regrets her decision. What would my baby be receiving today?
We would actually be giving 3 injections which would start to protect your baby from some of the following diseases: whooping cough, pneumococcal disease, hepatitis B, H. influenza disease, and polio, and one oral vaccine to protect your baby against rotavirus. One of the vaccines is a combination vaccine, so we don't have to give so many injections at the same time.
Yes, I read this in the vaccine statements. It seems like a good idea.
I want you to feel comfortable about your decision. Do you have any questions that I didn't answer?
No, I really just wanted your opinion. Thank you for this list. I'm sure I'll be asking you more questions next time.
Good. That is what I'm here for. I love answering questions, so come back with a list.